हरे कृष्ण। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हरे कृष्ण। Hello friends, welcome to the next lecture. First we have seen what is the soul, how the soul is responsible in our entire life. The life itself is the soul. When the life goes away, the person dies. Entire our body is the energy of the soul, that is called as Chetana. आत्मा का जो चेतना of the Atma is the energy of the soul. The entire body is constituted of the energy of the soul, and entire body works on the energy of the soul. Good deeds and bad deeds make this soul contaminated. Fruitive deeds, sacrifices make this soul more contaminated. Because of fruitive deeds, sacrifices, the benediction which we get from those fruitive deeds again put us into Maya. We have seen Maya means the illusion. It is like a dream. This is what is a dream. This is not the truth. The happiness which we get is also a dream. The sorrow which we get is also a dream. Everything is like a Hindi cinema or say any movie which we see. First we are in the darkness. As the lights goes off of the film, before the film, the lights go off. It means we are put to darkness. And then whatever we see in the film, our mind works on that story, on that false things. And then we try to connect ourself to that false things, false circumstances, false instances, whatever is happening in that film. We even sometimes cry by seeing that film, some of the scenes of that film. We get excited by seeing some of the actions in that film. This is what we are doing in our routine life. We are fully connected to Maya. To come out of the Maya, we have to find a source, an entity which will take us out of Maya, out of this material world. And give us a pure happiness. Out of this world happiness. The happiness of this world is all false. We feel that we are happy, but it's not. Actually, what happiness we see is a relief. It's not an actual happiness. A relief from the grief is termed as happiness in this material world. One example I always come across an example where a person, if you hold him by his neck or by his head and force him in the pot of water or a drum of water, he gets choked. All the water goes in his nose, eyes, ears, mouth, and he can't even breathe. He is getting suffocated in the water. That is what is grief. And when we take him out of the water, he feels some relief. He feels relaxed. He feels as if, now I am free. Then he breathes. All his suffocation is gone. And now he is feeling relaxed. But when he is feeling relaxed, that is actually not an happiness. It is not an enjoyment. It is just a relief, a relaxation from that particular sorrow. It is a relaxation from the suffocation which he was facing in the water. Nothing more than that. So just because in one instance, for example, if you are on the AC, that doesn't mean you are enjoying. It means you are not feeling hot. The sorrow of feeling hot is for some time negated or relieved or relaxed, and you get the coldness of the AC. That is all what we have seen. And what we should try to do is to get the real happiness. Our main problem is in entire life is finding the happiness where it is not. We have seen in first one or two lectures, Sansaram Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. This material world is full of sorrows. There is nothing as happiness in this world, in this material world. And we are searching for that. That is actually main problem. We are finding the solutions, but this material world is called as the world of problems. And we are finding the solution in the set of problems. You are asking for sweets in a medical shop. You are asking for sweets in a hospital. Actually, this is a entire material world in hospital, where you get some relief by particular doctors. But the disease is not permanently gone. Even if one disease is permanently gone, you get to attracted on another disease. This is what actually happens. So one problem is solved, another problem. One disease is solved, cured, another disease. One grief is gone, one sorrow is gone, another sorrow. And in this particular type of world, we are searching for happiness. This is the big blunder in our life. The entire life we struggle for which it is not. The entire life we struggle to search for where it is not. There is nothing such as happiness in this world. Because this is material world. And the more you get attached to this material world, more you think very hard, more you make more hard efforts, the more you make more and more efforts, the more you will get sorrow, grief and problems. Because you are searching at a wrong place. Don't go in a bank and ask for a shirt and trousers. You will not get ready-made garments in a bank. That is why don't try to find enjoyment by the senses which we are having: eyes, ears, mouth, nose and skin, and with that the mind. You are not going to get it, because for the human body, this is not made up of to find out enjoyment in this nonsense world. Don't try to find sense in the nonsense. Try to find sense in something sensible. And where we can find, that is why I have told you about Maharshi Vedavyasa. Maharshi Vedavyasa, because you want to find the happiness for the soul, the spirit, that is why we have to go for the spiritual. And because we are searching happiness, spiritual happiness, we have to go to the spiritual master. And in this spiritual world, the spiritual master is Maharshi Vedavyas. The entire spiritual entity or the entire spiritual subject is fully described in Vedas. The authoritative subject or the authoritative book is Vedas. That is why we learned the author of Vedas is Maharshi Vedavyas. So we have to search the happiness in the spiritual world. We have tried all the searches. Try Google. You will get one meaning for the happiness as enjoyment. But there is no real happiness, because we are finding it for this material body in this material world. This material body is like a stone. How will it get an happiness? The energy in which you are having, some people say that try to do your internal energy. You are having internal happiness. But the internal energy is not for giving you to happiness. The internal energy is actually working for your body to run. It tries to keep the function of the body proper. That is only the work of the internal energy. The internal energy gives you all these things requires only by your past good deeds and bad deeds. Not more than that. Even grief also you will not get, even if you are thinking about having some sorrow, and if you feel I will get sorrow something like 110, not possible. 100% that much of grief you will get for that much of past deeds. Not more than that and not less than that. So what we have to do is remove the contamination of the soul. That is why we were searching for the entity where I can connect my soul to such an entity where I can get real happiness. My soul is cleansed, my mind is cleansed, I am getting my real happiness, I am getting out of Maya, I am getting out of material world. Still I am a bit happy in this world. I am learning how to be happy. I am learning how to get real happiness. All these things should be possible in one particular entity, and if I get that entity, I will be the most lucky person in this human form. I am the luckiest person to have this human form, because in this human form only you can do this search. In this human form only you can learn about this. Cat and dog, birds and snakes can't learn about this. So I have tried to tell you one verse from Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. We were learning the first part, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara means controller, Parama means the topmost, and Krishna means Lord Krishna. Brahmaji says, not me. I told you now I will not be telling you anything about from my mind's speculation or my mind's understanding. I will be telling you only which is given in the books, and that is which is from the Vedas. And that is why I have told you the Vedas have been composed by Maharshi Vedavyasa. Maharshi Vedavyasa has divided Vedas into 4 parts and all that. All that has been done in previous lectures. Now we will be doing the part which we have to learn further. Now we will go ahead. Ishvara Parama Krishna we have learned from Brahma Samhita. Now there is one more Vedic literature, the Upanishad, which is called as Gita Upanishad, which is also composed by one of the authority person, that is Maharshi Vedavyas. All the Vedas which are divided into 4 parts is done by Maharshi Vedavyas, and only that authoritative person's book composition we are going to read and we are going to follow. No other book. We don't want to go out of Vedas. That is not going to help. If you are listening to some preacher, listening to some Swami, don't ask him. Just go to Google and see whatever he says, is it written in Vedas? Maharshi Vedavyas, I have told you many things about Maharshi Vedavyas. Actually speaking, he was also in Maya. Every living creature is first in Maya. Whenever he comes in this material world, the first work what Krishna do, or what the gods do, or what your past good deeds and bad deeds do, is they put you in Maya. Maya means whichever is not real, you feel it as real. And you will never search for the real. Whatever is not true, you feel it as true. And you never search for the truth. Because you feel that is true, why will you search? That is what is Maya. And the enjoyment which you are taking is not a real enjoyment, because it is material enjoyment. And I still don't think a plastic, a stone which is something of matter, can give you any happiness. It has nothing in energy in that. How will it give you an happiness? I have not seen any stone which is having happiness in that. Even a laughing stone. If I prepare an idol in a stone which laughs or which smiles, still I am not going to get any happiness by seeing that stone. No. So we have to search for the entity. And we have searched Ishvara Parama Krishna. The entire controller of all the controllers is Lord Sri Krishna. There is another book by Maharshi Vedavyas, who explains the control और कहते हैं ना हिंदी में पूरा कुंडली. What is the full information about a particular person entire report about a particular person. All the functions of a particular entity is given in Bhagavad Gita. We were searching for an entity for cleansing our soul, cleansing our mind, real happiness, getting a good body for our soul, and all that things is possible only when we learn from Vedas, which has been divided into 4 parts by Maharshi Vedavyasa. From Maharshi Vedavyasa there was a epic called Mahabharat. In that Mahabharat Bhishma Parva, there is Bhagavad Gita. Authoritative, everything authoritative, nothing from the air, nothing of any English writer, English preacher, William Wordsworth, Mark Twain, nothing like that. Spirituality, Vedas. Vedas, authoritative, Vedavyas. Vedavyas composition, Mahabharat. In that Mahabharat, Bhishma Parva, Bhagavad Gita. So we are learning from an authoritative entity, authoritative personality. And that Maharshi Vedavyasa is actually an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Incarnation means avatar, if last time I didn't tell you. Gods can take different forms and expand themselves. One form is incarnation. We will try to learn something from Bhagavad Gita related to what we have learned in Brahma Samhita. If some people tell you, he has gone to directly 10th chapter, 8th shloka of Bhagavad Gita. See, we are saying Ishvara Parama Krishna Brahmaji says. Now, what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita, many people must have known that Arjun was not ready to fight in the war. The war was between Kauravas and Pandavas. It was for the right, which is the principles of Dharma. A brief introduction about Vedas or about the Mahabharata I have given you. We will try to learn from the shlokas, and in that, when we are learning, I will try to explain more and more what is Bhagavad Gita and all. But believe me, if you know Bhagavad Gita, you will come to know what is the suffering, from where you are getting the suffering, why you are getting the suffering, how will you overcome to it, what are the ways to overcome it, and what is the highest required thing in your life, what is the highest perfection in your life, and where you will go after doing this perfect systems which are given in Bhagavad Gita, and what will be your future, everything, what will be your future position, that everything is given in Bhagavad Gita. We will try to see 10th chapter, 8th shloka of Bhagavad Gita. We are in the search of an entity, full powerful entity, highest power entity. The shloka reads, first I will tell in Sanskrit, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartante. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanmita. Aham sarvasya prabho mattah sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanmita. I will read it again for you. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanmita. What is the translation in English. Like, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Please listen to this carefully. I am not asking you to go to an entity, to go to a Devi Devata, or to go to any particular person. No. Entirely powerful. This book is of Maharshi Vedavyas, which is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. What Krishna says, Bhagavan Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. This is said by Bhagavan Krishna. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. I will read this translation again for you. These are the things because of which I was very happy to know. I am actually. But when I started to get the knowledge of where I can find happiness, and I have faced many sorrows to find happiness. I have faced many problems to find solutions. But I didn't find a solution. My entire life was sorrow and problems. But when I came across to this Bhagavad Gita, we have seen Ishvara Paramahansa Krishna. He is the supreme power. He is the controller of all controllers. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Match. It is not only in Brahma Samhita. It is also in Bhagavad Gita. Many people might be aware also of what is Bhagavad Gita. There are many even TV serials called Mahabharata. And they must have heard of something about Bhagavad Gita in Mahabharata. We will try to learn this. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise and perfectly know this. The wise persons. Who are the wise persons? It is mentioned here. Who perfectly know this. Engage in my devotional service. And worship me with all their hearts. We will go function by function, step by step. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Try to debate on that. Try to discuss on that. He says that I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Means this material world, which we call as Earth, or this planetary system, has also been emanated from him. He is the source. I am talking about the smallest part. I have told you what is the soul. The smallest part, which is soul. I am thinking only about the smallest part of my soul. But what in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, again I will read it for you. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Every single word is important in this shloka. Please read. I am really feeling in bliss by reading this. I am very happy to know this. You also be the same. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. This is said by whom? By Lord Krishna. This Bhagavad Gita is like a visiting card of Lord Krishna. See, when you meet one person and if you try to ask him, says, Mister, who are you and what are you doing? Then we say, or that person says, okay, I am such and such person I am a general manager in such and such company. I am staying at such and such place. Only he can tell us. We don't know him. Who can tell us? Another person might try to say about him or to inform about him, give some information about that particular person. Say particular person X. A, B, C, D, Y, Z can try to say something about the person X. But the perfect knowledge if I want about a particular person, I have to go to him and ask him. He will give you the correct information about what he is. So what he does, he gives a visiting card to us. This is my name, this is my telephone number, the address, my email ID, and my business, what business I am doing. In a nutshell, in a very short, in very summary. The visiting card is not for pages, it is just a small card. And from that visiting card, we can come to know what the person is and how he can be helpful to us. This is what is Bhagavad Gita. Something is about God, it cannot be so small. And what God can do to us and what He can help us is not also something small. How God helps us if we try to write down. You will keep on writing for the entire life, but it will not be completed. That is the God's mercy, Daya. That is we called as God's mercy. If we keep on writing about Bhagavan Sri Krishna, how is he is merciful to all, or how is he is merciful to us, you may keep on writing for the entire life, but that will not be finished. Try to learn Vedas, entire Vedas. I don't think even if you read for 10 years, the people living in the age of Kali can perfectly understand Vedas. Highly difficult. I may not say impossible. Okay, granted, nothing is impossible in the world. I will agree with you. But it is highly difficult. I used to tell one of my friends, see mister, you are making all these efforts the entire life. It is something like this. Previously, black and white TVs were there. That time there was no something as remote control. Now there are TVs with remote. I have not seen a single person actually who is having a TV with remote. I have not seen a single person going to the TV and pressing the off button and offing the TV. I have not really seen a single person. What he does, he sits on the sofa, takes a remote control in his hand and offs the TV. Isn't he intelligent? If he has got something very good, why will he do any efforts? If he can sit on one place and do everything, why will he do any efforts? We have got something as Bhagavad Gita, the visiting card of the topmost authority. And why we are reading other books? What is the use of reading those books? I am talking about the smallest particle of my soul. Why we are running helter and skelter for the smallest particle of my soul? Here what Krishna is saying, all the entire spiritual world and material world, I am the authority. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. When I can learn something from the source, why should I go here and there and listen for all the people and try to search for everything which I am not able to get it? The entire spiritual and worlds and material worlds, he says, I am the source. We will learn more from the source. not from any Tom, Dick and Harry. From the source of the spiritual and material worlds, we will try to learn about this from Bhagavad Gita, which is actually the visiting card of Bhagavan Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Again he is explaining. Do you find this very difficult as Vedas? Am I not giving you even the translation? And I think this Sanskrit slok is not that difficult. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. My aham, me. Sarvasya, everywhere. Prabhavo, controller. I am the source. And everything emanates from me. Everything, I am again telling you, we are talking about the smallest particle called as our soul. He says everything is emanating from him. Am I not taking you to the correct authority? You wanted it. Soap to take bath. Smallest thing. I have taken you to a departmental store. Big Bazaar and all that. Where you can get many of such type of things which you require for your day-to-day requirement or day-to-day routine life. Aren't you happy? We'll try to learn more about this shloka. Those people who know this, though wise, he says the wise, this is Lord Krishna's word, not my word. The wise who perfectly know this, they should perfectly know this. So I have told you, I have taken you to such a person who will tell you what is the perfect knowledge. The wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotional service. Only the person who knows Krishna will get engaged. Definitely, that is definite. See, unless and until I don't know about any other person, at the time of marriage, you go first and meet that lady or meet that person. And then they try to know each other. They try to get introduced themselves. They try to know how each other person reacts. How will he be helpful in the entire life? Is he ready, or is he or she ready to give me some happiness, or he or she is going to torture me entire life? We try to learn from that. So I am asking you to giving you a contact of a person, of an entity who says, I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. He is giving you his introduction. I know within one thing you may not, but is he not telling you authoritatively? Have I not told you another example? Ishvara, Paramaha, Krishna. Brahmaji also says. See, I was discussing with some devotees, or say some of my friends, when I was telling them that how a person can glorify himself. But please tell me, who can be the best person? Who can give the best introduction about that person himself? Can anyone give best introduction of a person other than himself? Any friend actually might misguide you. Actually, he must have got a wrong knowledge from some other person. He might give you wrong knowledge. So why to worry and go ask for other persons? We'll learn directly from Krishna now. Bhagavan Krishna's visiting card is Bhagavad Gita. He says that I am the source of all the spiritual and material energy. He says everything emanates from me. I am going to tell you about your soul also. But here he is, everything emanates from me. This house is emanating from him. Food emanating from him. Clothes emanating from him. Pant, shirt emanating from him. Okay, we'll come to next one. Body, it is from him. Eyes emanating from him. Nose emanating from him. Trees emanating from him. Planets emanating from him. Entire worlds emanating from him. Devi Durga emanating from him. Lord Shiva emanating from him. Spiritual worlds, Kailas emanating from him. Spiritual world, Durga Dham emanating from him. Spiritual world, Vaikunta emanating from him. I have started from the least to the topmost. Everything is emanated from him. Everything has come from him. Then definitely he will be the authority. We will try to learn more this shloka by other Sanskrit verses. Vedic literature agrees all that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva and all other demigods. That is what I told you. Everything emanates from him, then why not? Brahma himself says Ishvara Parama Krishna. That is why I took that Sanskrit verse previously. Is he not? He is accepting. Krishna is saying. All Vedic literature agrees. All Vedas agrees. That Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva and all other demigods. We will see one by one Vedic literatures. In Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.24. I will explain to you. In Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.24, it is said, Yo Brahmana Vidadhati Purvam, Yo Vai Vedascha Gapayati Sma Krishna. Yo Brahmana Vidadhati Purvam, Yo Vai Vedascha Gapayati Sma Krishna. We'll try to understand English. It was Krishna who instructed Vedic knowledge to Brahma, that we have seen in Brahma Sahita. Same concept is in this. In the beginning of creation, this Bhagavad Gita was said in Dwapar Yuga. Brahmaji said before creation, there was no living entity, only one living entity, that was Brahmaji. Only one living being, creature, that was Brahmaji. And where from Brahmaji came? From Krishna. Everything is emanated from me. But does Brahmaji agree? Agree. He says, Vedic knowledge to Brahma in the beginning of creation, and who disseminated the Vedic knowledge in the past. In the past, Brahmaji used to designate the Vedic knowledge, disseminate the Vedic knowledge. He used to distribute the Vedic knowledge. Because in first his heart, the Vedic knowledge was evolved. The knowledge of all the Vedas was evolved. At that time, he glorifies Lord Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna. And here what Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. I am the source of all. I am the source of spiritual and material worlds. No. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. We will try to learn another shloka. So we have done this in Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapani. It is written in Vedas. One more example. This is the first example. We will take second example. In Narayan Upanishad, first shloka, Ata Purushoha Vai Narayano Kamayate Praja Srujeti. अथ पुरुषो ह वै नारायणो कामयते प्रज सृजेति. You can go to Narayana Upanishad. Everything is available in Google. Search. Then the Supreme Personality, Narayana, decide to create. अतः पुरुषो वै नारायण कामयते प्रजा सृजेति. When he decided to create, what he did? नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते, नारायणात् प्रजापतिर प्रजायते, नारायणात् इंद्रो जायते, नारायणात् दृष्टौ वसवो जायन्ते, नारायणात् एकादश रुद्र जायन्ते, नारायणात् द्वादश आदित्यः. We'll read this again. In first line, अथ पुरुषः वै नारायणो कामयते प्रजा सृजेति. It means when Narayan, Lord Narayan thought that he wants to create material world or say worlds, he wants to create. He will stop there. He wants to create. Then what he did? Narayana, Lord Narayana created Brahma Jayate. He created Brahmadeva. Narayana Prajapatir Prajayate. He created Prajapatis. Topmost Prajapati is Lord Brahma. Narayana Indro Jayate. Lord Narayana creates Indra. Here it is said. Narayana Vasavo Jayate. He creates Vasus. Narayana Ekadasha Rudra Jayante. Lord Shiva is his creation, Narayana's creation. We have seen Brahma is Narayana's creation because Brahma has come from the navel of the Lord Vishnu. Here it is said, Narayana Ekadasha Rudra Jayante. Narayana Dvadasha Adityaha. From Narayan, Brahma is born. From Narayan, patriarchs are born, that is Prajapatis. From Narayan, Indra is born. The 8 Vasus are born from Narayana. The 11 Rudras are born from Narayana. The 12 Adityas are born from Narayana. The Narayana is expansion of Krishna. And why we don't agree that Narayana is expansion of Krishna? When Vishnu himself says in Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna says, the Narayana himself certifies in the form of Veda Vyasa in Bhagavad Gita that Lord Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. I am the source of all demigods. When Vishnu, through the incarnation of Veda Vyasa, his authority is writing what Krishna says. If Krishna would have said something wrong, whether Vishnu would have written in the Mahabharata? No. Is this false? How can we, Maharishi Vedavyas, an incarnation of Vishnu, write about Krishna, such a thing? I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Because Vishnu also knows that he is also a creation of Lord Krishna. We have some intelligence here. We are not just accepting everything, whatever is written. Lord Vishnu says that Bhagavan Krishna says in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva, Bhagavad Gita, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. If everything, Brahma, Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva, if it is emanating from Narayana, Narayana is emanating from Bhagavan Krishna. Because Bhagavan Krishna says, everything emanates from me. First you agree that. First you understand that. Don't just blindly say, oh, Krishna is everything. No. Vedas has given this. I don't want you to believe just because of mental speculation, because that will be very wrong. You will not feel the love. You will not feel the thirst to get him. You will not do any efforts wholeheartedly to get his mercy. So first you understand him. This Bhagavad Gita is visiting card of Bhagavan Krishna. We will say another example. Fifth example. It is said in the same Vedas, Brahmanya Devaki Putro. The son of Devaki Krishna is the supreme personality. This is in Narayan Upanishad, 4th sloka. Now even Narayan accepts. Narayan means Vishnu. Even Narayan accepts that Brahmanya Devaki Putro, the son of Devaki Krishna is the son of Devaki Krishna is the supreme personality. Even if I say Lord Vishnu is the expansion of Krishna, but the Tattva is same, Vishnu Tattva. I will give more explanation on this later, but try to understand. The Vishnu Tattva is same. Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu are not much different. But still they are different. And a devotee was giving an example. We are having milk. From the milk we can take out curd, make curd. From the milk we can, curd we can make ghee. So from the milk we can make ghee. From the milk we can make curd. Is the milk and the curd the same? No. But the curd comes from where? It comes from the milk. So milk is Krishna, curd is Vishnu. Curd is Vishnu, the ghee is from the curd, which is from the milk. That is Brahmadeva. Are you getting my point? From the curd, what we do? We put that curd in the mixer. We on the mixer and the curd is churned. CHURNED. The curd is churned, buttermilk is formed, and from that buttermilk the uppermost layer is the ghee. So everything comes from the milk. From the milk first comes the curd. From the curd comes the ghee. Same way, first creation is Bhagavan Krishna. Please agree. And then the expansion of Bhagavan Krishna is Vishnu. And from Vishnu came Brahma and Shiva. Who says? Vinayak Badme, forget it. Who am I to say all this? Brahmanya Devaki Putra in Narayan Upanishad, 4th sloka. First we have tried to understand this from Narayan Upanishad, 1st sloka. And this is on Narayan Upanishad, Vishnu Upanishad. This is not from any Brahma's Upanishad or Shiva's Upanishad or any living being's Upanishad or from Krishna himself. Krishna himself says, I am source. But are we going to agree? But the creation also says that he is the creator. The creator says, everything is my creation, and what we can agree. But when the created says, he is the creator, we have to agree. The creator says, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, the creator says, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedascha Gapati Sma Krishna. It was Krishna who instructed Vedic knowledge to Brahma in the beginning of creation and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. In Narayan Upanishad, Ata Purusho Havai Narayana Kamayate Praja Srijati Narayanat Brahma Jayate Narayanat Prajapatir Prajayate Narayanat Indro Jayate Narayanat Dashto Vasavo Jayante Narayanat Ekadasho Rudro Jayante Narayanat Dvadasha Aditya. 12 Suryas, even if it is from Vishnu, Vishnu is from Krishna. So everything is from Krishna. We will try to learn another sloka. Brahmanya Devaki Putro, that we have learned. Another one. In Maha Upanishad 1.1.2, Maha Upanishad 1.1.2, Eko Vai Narayana Asinna Brahma Na Ishano. नापो नाग्नि समो न मे द्यावा पृथिवी. I will read it again for you. एको वै नारायण असिन्न ब्रह्मा न ईशानो नापो नाग्नि समो न मे द्यावा पृथिवी न नक्षत्राणि न सूर्यः. What it is said? Only Narayan. No Brahma, no Shiva, no fire, no moon, no nakshatra, no sun. Nobody is God. Only Narayan. What Narayan says, Brahmanya Devaki Putra. And what Narayan also says in Mahapunishat 1.1.2, Eko Vai Narayan. Only one is Narayan. No Brahma, no Shiva, no fire, no moon, no nakshatra, no sun. Only Narayan. These verses are taken from Upanishads, which are the part of Vedas. What Vedas say, I have told you about case laws. What Vedas say, that is more explanation in Puranas, some more detailed explanation in Upanishads. That is what. Moksha Dharma mein, in Moksha Dharma, Lord Krishna says, प्रजापति च रुद्रम चाप्यहमेव सृजामि वै तैदि मां न विजानितो मम माया विमोहितो. The patriarchs, Shiva and others are created by me. Lord Krishna says in Moksha Dharma. They do not know that they are created by me, because they are deluded by my illusory energy, that is Maya. Am I not taking you out of Maya? To have this knowledge, who is the main source of energy? If you go out of Maya, then only you will be understanding it. Then only you will be able to understand it. See, the patriarchs, Prajapati, Shiva and other means and all other demigods are created by me, Krishna says in Moksha Dharma. Because they are deluded by my illusionary energy, they don't know. Even the created doesn't know much, because they are deluded by illusionary energy, the Maya. In Varaha Purana, Narayana paro devas tasmad jatas chaturmukha tasmad rudro abhava devah sacha sarvadnatam gata. Narayana is supreme personality of Godhead, from which Brahma was born and from whom Shiva was born. 5 to 6 examples I am giving in Vedas. अहम सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्तः सर्व प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजनो माम बुधा भाव समन्विता. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Don't you think we should worship Lord Krishna? If everything comes from Him, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. If everything He is the source and everything emanates from me, if everything comes from Him, is it not worth of worshipping Him? You go to your company's boss. You don't go to the clerk. You don't go to the manager. You go to the director and then explain your problem to him and pacify him, request him. That is worshipping. You request your director, please allow me to work in such and such way. Please solve my problem in this particular company. Some people give it in writing. Ladies having problem, you might be knowing. They give it in writing to the director of the company. Such and such boss is doing this nonsense to me. Please take care of it. So if you want protection, you cannot go to the next superior. You have to go to the topmost superior that everybody knows in the company. But when we when we think about this material world, we go to a particular Swami, we go to a particular Devi Devata. We try to, last time I told you about Shanidev. We try to pacify Grahas, we try to pacify Devi Devatas, but we never try to find who is the supreme controller. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Brahmadev says he is supreme controller. Bhagwan Vishnu says the Krishna Brahmanya Devaki Putra. Bhagwan Krishna says that the entire source, the entire power, the entire authority is Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Even Vishnu also agrees that he is the supreme creator. Even Lord Vishnu says that Brahma and Shiva has come from me and I have come from Lord Krishna. So haven't I agreed to you, haven't I proved to you a better way that everything is, the source is Lord Krishna and everything emanates from him? If you first understand this, then only you will worship Lord Krishna with full heart. Please try to understand this properly. I am not telling you from this any other book. I am telling you from Bhagavad Gita. Again I will refer from Bhagavad Gita, which is from Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, which has been recited by Vyasadeva, who is the composer of Vedas, which is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. I have explained this topic fully in my previous lecture. Please refer to that. That I am not telling you from anywhere in any book. I am telling you from the spiritual Vedas. Only Vedas we will get the knowledge of a proper entity of a God. All these Puranas, Shiva Puran, you know something about Shiva, right? You think he is God. I don't mind, go ahead. But in Shiva Puran, who has written this? Maharshi Vedavyas. Devi Bhagavad, Devi Puran, fine. You think that goddess Devi Durga is the creator of this material world and you should worship her. Go ahead, no problem. But that book was also composed by Sri Vedavyasa. Agni Puran, you think Agni is everything. Okay, that book was also composed by Vedavyasa. Markandeya Puran, that book was also composed by Vedavyasa. Brahma Puran, Brahma Vaivarta Puran is also composed by Vedavyasa. Every Purans of every Devi Devatas are composed by Vedavyasa. But he was not happy. He was not satisfied in his heart. He thought something is missing in my life. And what is missing? I am missing my real happiness. Maharishi Vedavyasa came to know that he is missing something about real happiness. Then he has written Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he wrote Srimad, he composed, not wrote, actually he is only a composer, writer is Bhagavan Krishna. When he composed Srimad Bhagavatam, at that time he felt satisfied. Now I have gone to a proper authority. In Devi Puran, he says Devi is the greatest authority. In Shiva Puran, he says the Shiva is the final authority. You must be thinking, in that Puran it is said this, in Devi Puran it is said this, in Agni Puran it is said this, in Narayan Puran, if I say Vishnu Puran. But Vishnu Puran, remember, Vishnu Puran agrees Krishna is the main. In Shiva Puran, you may find some slokas where Shiva says Vishnu is main. Devi Parvati, Durga Devi is actually Parvati. She will say Shiva is main because Shiva is her husband. Devi, goddess Parvati, goddess Durga is the incarnation of Parvati. From Kali Mata came the incarnation of Lakshmi and Saraswati. You read Devi Saptasati. First chapter is of Kali Mata. That Kali Mata comes from where? She comes from when Vishnu had slept. When Vishnu was in sleep, that is called Nidra. When he was in Nidra, two asuras were torturing the entire world. At that time, Devi Devatas gone to Vishnu to wake up from this sleep. And when he woke up from the sleep, the Nidra Devi got up from his body. And that is what is Kali. Kali is actually the sleep of Lord Vishnu. If you think I am saying something wrong, you go to Devi Puran. You go to Devi Bhagavad. Kali Mata is the Nidra Devi, which has been emanated from Vishnu at the time of sleep. That is Nidra. When Nidra Devi left him, that became Kali Mata. You know, Ya Maya Madhukaitaba Mardini, Ya Mahishonmulini, Ya Dhumre Kshana Chanda Munda Matani, Ya Rakta Bijasani, Shakti Shumba Nishumba Daitya Dalini, Ya Siddhi Lakshmi Para, Sa Chandi Navakoti Murti Sahita, Ma Patu Vishweshwari. Ya Madhukaitaba Pramatini. First three words, Madhukaitab Rakshas. Read the story of how Madhukaitab Rakshas was killed. At that time, you will come to know how Mata Kali incarnation was formed. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir Radir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. In context to what Brahmaji said, we have learned Aham Sarasya Prabhavo Mattah Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Ma Buddha Bhava Samannita. Those who understand that Krishna is greatest authority, only he will worship me. That is why all this exercise was done. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.